If there was one type of video you could make that would blow up your business and your channel, would you try it? Well, sadly, there is, and I hate YouTube for this, but right now it seems it's really pushing long videos, so much so that businesses really need to start testing them out now so they can take advantage of this trend. So today, I'm going to give you some long video tricks that have helped generate myself and my clients hundreds of millions of views and tens of millions of dollars. I'm also going to show you why even if they flop, they could be one of the most profitable videos that you ever make. But I need to warn you, I'll also be dancing, so prepare yourself because these hips don't lie. First though, let me just show you the proof that long videos are hotter than Date Night with Jen Aniston and Brad Pitt in 2004. And then I'm going to show you why I hate this so much. So meet Guston, a legendary funnel builder whose 10-hour video got 44 times the views than he normally does. Meet Gooby and Dooby, who with only a few thousand subscribers generated over 9 million views in 2 weeks with this 48-minute beast. I can't actually think of a video from a channel that size that has picked up that many views that fast in that time frame before. So I'm going to award you the fastest growing video of all time award. Congratulations, let's doobie woogie boogie to celebrate. Next, we have Simon Squibb, who, like his name, blew up. If you don't know what a squib is, it's a small explosive charge. That's why my joke was funny, because they blow up too. Anyway, his videos used to kind of bounce around a lot in terms of views until he made this 2-hour beast, which again, I believe in only a few months became the most viewed business video of all time. So Simon, I award you the most viewed niche in your niche award too. Totally unverified. Let's gooby dooby woogie boogie to celebrate. In fact, all of these videos you can see on screen right now tell the same story. It's just getting very hard to deny that size matters. The thing is, why are long videos performing so well? And is it just a case that you need to make something long and you'll get more views now? Well, let's start with a short science lesson about how YouTube works to explain what's actually going on here. Okay, so imagine every video you make is given a score. The higher the score, the more impressions YouTube will give it. An impression is basically when a video just appears on YouTube in front of a potential viewer. To increase your score, all you need to do is create viewer satisfaction. But how do you do that? Well, this score is made up of different metrics. If you get lots of clicks, that's telling YouTube, okay, a lot of people are interested in this topic, we'll score it a bit higher. Then if people hit like or comment or share or subscribe, you can get even more points. And then we have the metric watch time. Basically, if people spend a long time watching, it's probably a sign that the content is quality, so they can pile on even more points. If your video scores higher than the others that YouTube is testing with your audience, you will get put ahead of them and steal their impressions. The thing is, YouTube doesn't rank all of these factors in the same way. So let's just simplify this again. You might only get 1 point for, say, a like, but 10 for getting 50 minutes of a video watched. But here's the thing. There's another metric that people don't really consider, and it's one of the reasons I believe that these longer videos are thriving right now. Right now. I witnessed its power a while ago when I made this long video here. It started to get pushed by the algorithm, and at the same time, I started getting emails from viewers saying they'd not just watched it once, but 5 times. So viewers returning to the same video is just another sign that it's giving massive viewer satisfaction because people wouldn't come back over and over again if they didn't love it, right? So this could be why long videos are doing so well, because they're scoring so many points with viewers, and as a result, YouTube gives them more impressions. But why do you hate this, Ed? Sounds like it's an amazing hack. Well, it's because long does not equal good. Long can mean waffle, it can mean bad presentation, it can mean inexperience, it can waste a viewer's time. And when you waste someone's time, the only thing in their life that they can't earn more of, it's kind of like a mini murder, which I don't know about you, but I'm personally quite against. To me, the art of making amazing education is just saying, okay, if this takes someone 2 hours to learn, how can I save them 1 hour and 50 minutes and explain it in a way that's so powerful they only need 10 minutes to understand? So if YouTube's just pushing long videos because they're long, it's just going to wreck the platform. The thing is, that's not how YouTube works. It's actually stated that not all watch time is created equal. So the trap you need to avoid is thinking you just need to make long videos to get more impressions. That won't work, and that's a problem that's going around right now. The real key is pumping it full of things that build viewer satisfaction, and I'm going to show you how to do that in a minute. But before we get onto that, let me give you the other big benefit that anyone who's really wanting to build a business via YouTube is going to love. Because this means that even if you do make a long video and it flops, it could be one of the most profitable videos of your life. So to explain, let me introduce you to the trust threshold. Now, you might have seen me talk about this before on the channel. If you have, stick with me, we'll be over in a jiffy. So this water here represents trust, and in order to grow a business, all you need to do is get that water into this glass and fill it right to the top, which I call the trust threshold. When this happens, the viewers are going to be way more likely to watch your videos, but also listen to your offers. And then they might even get out a 50p piece to buy some of your delicious sweeties, because they trust you. The thing is, without trust, you ain't ever going to sell a thing. But how do you build trust with views? Well, traditionally, what we would do is we would come up with one video, so one idea, one thumbnail, one title, one intro, one script, one filming session, one edit, one upload. And then viewers would watch that video, and then a bit of trust would fall into your glass. The thing is, to fill this glass so that it overflows, let's say you need to keep on watching videos for like 60 minutes, and that your average video was about 10 minutes long. To do that, you then need to make 6 thumbnails, 6 titles, 6 scripts, 6 filming sessions, 6 editing sessions, 6 uploads, which is like 42 different tasks to get this trust to the threshold. But if you just make one long video that's an hour long, full of mega value, you only have to come up with one idea, one thumbnail, one title, one filming session, one edit, and one upload. Ta-da! So in theory, it could be 6 times less work for the same potential trust building result. And you can build a ton of viewer satisfaction and blow up. Ah, it's cold. The thing I like about this though is even if your long video flops, you still have this evergreen asset that you can put pretty much anywhere, which is gonna be amazing for conversions too. So it's even better than blowing up. But does that mean every video entrepreneurs make should be really long now? Well, I'll get to that later, because first you need to understand the system to produce an epic one so that you can decide for yourself. Back to the studio. Always wanted to say that. Okay, so let's move on to that and start with step 1, and that is to stop calling it a long video, you Think of this more as a deep dive, because as we know, and the reason I hate these is because long does not equal good. The second step is to come up with an idea people are actually interested in clicking on, which is really hard. And you basically do this by researching YouTube. But to save you the effort, I went and did the homework for you. And I dug out a few ideas that keep blowing up on YouTube right now, so you can just tweak their titles to your own niche and make your own version. Not every hero wears a cape. I wish I had a cape. So the first title I'm going to give you, this is validated by millions of views on loads of other videos at the moment, is X years of why advice in Z minutes. So Simon Squibb and Tricky Prolix, as well as loads of others, have blown up with this trending title. Now, I actually tried this idea as an email headline to my list recently, and it was one of the most responded to emails I've ever had. So I know this type of content hits different. Option 2 is this bad boy. Watch these X minutes if you want to become Y, which is validated by the pale Incredible Hulk, Alex Hormozy, and again, loads of other people right now. And then we have one that's hotter than Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt in 2014, and it's X cheat codes I know at Y, I wish I knew at Z, which again, I just keep seeing blow up all over the shop right now. Oh, and by the way, if you're like,
I love being given ideas and making Ed work like a slave for me.
I sent these ideas to my email list a while ago, so it's just another reason that not signing up is holding you back, because I send this sort of stuff to you every Monday. So what are you playing at? Just get on my flipping list, all right? So that's the title. What about the thumbnail? Well, thumbnails are very hard. So here's what I would recommend to make this a lot easier. Just make your own version of the Outliers thumbnails. We're not copying them totally. We just want to use their image strategy and then add your own font and then put your own touch on them with some slightly different text or maybe some slightly different items. That's it. If you do this, it's just going to be 100 times better than guessing one. Step 3, we're actually inside the video now. Here in the opening seconds, you need to say something that makes people go,
heck yeah, I'll stop and listen to this guy.
And to do that, you have to write a killer hook and a strong setup. But how do you do that, and what the heck does that even mean? Well, to come up with a hook, firstly, think about what your viewers really want from this content when they see the thumbnail and title, and make it clear that you're going to cover it in a way that creates some intrigue. But what does that mean? Well, to create intrigue means you need to say something that makes the viewer eager to want to know more. If we go back to the very beginning of this intro, I used this technique straight away, and I said something like, if there was one type of video you could make that would blow up your business and your channel, would you try it? Well, sadly, there is. The whole idea of that line was to tease a result you guys probably want, so that you then wonder, what is it? Will it work for me? And how much did you make? And how do you make it? Then you simply just say in your setup that you'll cover those things. The setup is basically saying what the value of the video is. Again, like I did at the very start, where I simply said, in this video, I'm going to show you X, Y, and Z. Just say you're going to cover 3 to 5 of the biggest things you think your viewers care about, and then just move on. You can, of course, cover a lot more stuff than this in the video itself, but this isn't about just giving them a gigantic list of information. They'll get flipping bored if they hear it. We just want to tease them with the big things they care about so they want to hear more. Then step 4 is all about creating something that ensures your viewers get to the end feeling confident, inspired, motivated, and ready to take some action. And we really want them to take that action because in a dream world, as they start to implement what you say, they'll come back to watch your videos multiple times to keep filling in the gaps. But how do you do that? Well, one way is to create a process. Think of this kind of like a map. Start with the result your viewers want, and then ask yourself, what steps do they need to take to get there? Now, you might find that there are 10 steps. So then all you do is you work out what needs to go into each one so they can complete it and move on to the next. To simplify things, you can make each part of the process have the same structure you follow too. For example, you might start with mistakes to avoid, then tell a story to prove what you're about to teach works, and then you might drill down deeper to fill in any gaps. So your script could say something like this.
Before I show you how to complete step 4, I need to make sure you don't fall into the common trap everyone else does.
And then you just unpack that. And then after that, you say,
So let me show you how Julian solved this problem and landed a job at Amazon.
and then you just tell that story that proves this works. And then you'd say,
Okay, let me go deeper and show you exactly how to do this for yourself.
and then move on. And you can do that same thing for every step. But if you really want to blow the blighters away, you're going to want to go hard on this next step because it will keep people's eyes locked to the screen. So let's look at that. So meet step 5. And to show you how this works, I want to introduce you to Yasin from Viral Video Club. He's got an amazing Instagram account right now. Yasin does this amazingly well with just card and text. I did it earlier by using glass to represent trust, but this isn't about writing on card, thank God. This is about making information more visual because when that happens, we learn better and you tend to find it's a great way to simplify complex things too. Other ways you can do this are with props and metaphors, whiteboards, diagrams, flowcharts, process maps, and you will explode that viewer satisfaction, bringing us on to the next critical step. So I want to become known as the guy who fixes this problem on YouTube because I think it is costing YouTube people millions. Delete every link in your deep dives description and then just put only a link to your offer or your email list with very clear reasons as to why they should click. By the way, I don't want to get too complex here as there's going to be different sales strategies that we can utilize. But I think to start, just put a link to your offer to start and just see what happens, even if you have an email funnel. If someone watches an hour, they probably don't need your lead magnet to convert. Also, you need to make sure that this product is congruent with the video. Yes! I've been waiting 10 years to say congruent, and I finally did it. Now, I teach all my clients not to use big words. So basically what I'm saying is make sure the deep dive is relevant to the offer your problem solves. If it's not going to be a very effective sales tool. And then this next one, some people ignore and others don't, but I think it's actually pretty important. So I recently went to one of Hormozi's top performing long videos to read the comments, and I noticed a pattern. Everyone was begging him to put chapter markers in the videos so they could come back to the relevant section to watch again. And we know that's good for viewer satisfaction and growth, right? Unless you skip the video. And if you did, I'm not going to tell you what section it's in because you should have paid attention. You guys need punishing more. So to make a chapter, this is really easy. You just write 000 in the description, way below the offer link. So there's no clutter, just like bury it. No one needs to see this bit. Then name it something relevant to the section. Then look at where the next section begins, put the time in, and then repeat it. Now this can take a while, but it's also very easy to outsource. And YouTube has auto chapters now, but I don't know if I trust them quite yet. If you're making a heavily story-based video, don't do this. But for a deep dive, I think it's a really great service. Okay, so that's how you can put one together. The question you should have now is, should you actually make one? And if so, how often should you produce them? Well, let me ask you a question. If you'd never run before, would you pop on your shoes and try to complete a marathon? No, of course not, because it requires a lot of training. To really pull off a deep dive, it's going to be the same. You need to be able to hold attention for a long time. You need to be able to present well for potentially hours, which is a skill in itself. I'm starting to struggle in this video is like 15 minutes or whatnot. And you need to understand your viewers' problems and also what level of depth to go to, because if you go too deep and it becomes complicated or confusing for them, that viewer satisfaction is gone. They'll leave. So how do you get good at all of those things? Well, the same way you train for a marathon. No, you don't buy a treadmill. Start shorter and practice often. Also, if you have a short video that does really well, there's potentially a sign you could make a deeper version of it too. So this can give you clues as to what to make and help you learn everything about your audience you need to for success and get you better. And this is why I don't think everyone should just be making deep dives now. But how often should you make them once you are ready? And will your viewers even want to watch them anyway? Well, to discover that, you do two things. Firstly, you look and see if your competition have had success with long videos. And if they have, it's a good sign. And secondly, just try it and see what happens. You might find that your viewers don't click because they're more into short content, or you might find they're over the moon with this new idea. Sometimes these can get off to a slow start too, so keep that in mind. Then in terms of how often you post them, that's really down to you. Some channels are going all in on them right now. And if you do that, what will happen is you'll build an audience of people who will all want the same thing. But for me personally, there's something I plan on experimenting with over the long term before I make that call. And because I hate them, I really don't want to be doing them all the time. The thing is, I've only really glossed over the basics of keeping people interested in your videos here. If you actually want to keep people engaged for hours and grow your channel and generate more sales, then there are 3 big tricks that are going to help you make your videos more addictive. So watch this video next where I reveal the secret to binge sessions that generated me millions of views and dollars.